Hi, my name's Ryan, hiring guru, and today I'm going to share a little bit different hiring tip. We're going to talk kind of some philosophy on how to look differently at your job and your hiring process in order to get massive results. Stick around to the end. I've got a download for you that will help you improve your hiring process by changing your job ad. All right, so you may not have heard of Stoicism before, but I'm a huge follower of it. There's an awesome book on it called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. If you haven't read it, I suggest that you read it, or if you want to be a cheater like me, you can actually just Google the video of it, and there's an awesome 5-minute video on YouTube that talks about it. But specifically, it talks about kind of the core tenets of Stoicism, and Stoicism is something that's used by entrepreneurs, by very successful people throughout the world. It's just a different way to look at problems and how to go about solving them. And that's really what it comes down to. Is there's 4 main steps that I'm going to use and talk about on how you can use this not just to approach your life, but specifically to approach hiring. The first one is perspective. Everything is all about the story that you're telling yourself. If you tell yourself that these problems or these challenges are impossible to solve, then they probably are. If you tell yourself that your company is too small to compete with those bigger companies, then you will be. If you tell yourself that the unemployment rate is so low that there's simply nobody out there in the space, then that's what's going to happen. Your perspective about the problem, and more specifically saying that inside of it is probably an opportunity. There's a saying, it's actually the title of the book, The Obstacle is the Way. It basically means whatever that problem is, solving it will actually be the way to a better life, to better results, or whatever the case may be. Understanding and figuring out how to cope with low unemployment will actually become a competitive advantage if you figure out how to solve it. And so the very first step is the perspective. You have to look at it and say, this problem is difficult, it's hard. There are parts of it that I can't control, but if I focus, I will be able to solve it and it will become an opportunity. Number 2 is focus, and that really comes from the perspective. Once you have the perspective that I can make a difference, then you need to focus in on the core problem. And in this aspect, when it comes to hiring, that means focusing on the job seeker. Most employers and most HR people spend all of their time focused on the company, focused on themselves, and focused on the hiring manager. In fact, the entire system is set up to focus on what the company wants and needs, what the hiring manager wants and needs, the process that will make life easier for HR, and nothing in it focuses on the job seeker. But at the end of the day, if you want more job seekers, what you have to do is focus on them. Figure out what makes them tick. Figure out why they don't like your process. Figure out what they want, what their goals and aspirations are, what their pains and challenges are. And inside of that focus will come the solutions to your problem. Number 3 is take action. None of this does any good without actually taking action, and specifically just take an action, step forward. You don't have to make a massive action, come up with a massive game plan, make a life-changing or world-altering plan to change entire hiring processes. Instead, just pick one action, just a different job ad. Just go through your hiring process and remove a few questions from the application. But take action. You need to focus on stepping forward and changing something, because your results are never going to change if you don't change the inputs. And finally is iteration. Iteration, that means you make a change and you see how it works, and then you change again and you change again and you change again. This is not a journey with a start and an end. This is just a forever journey. The hiring process will constantly be in flux, in change, in chaos, and your job is to continue to change and iterate, continue adjust your approach until you get it better. And then you're going to change again, because you don't live in a vacuum. The world is changing around you. So again, 4 main steps, 4 main philosophies to improving your hiring process. Number 1, perspective. Understand that all of these obstacles and outside forces, they're out of your control. Ignore them. Focus on the things that you actually can control and look at these obstacles as opportunities. Number 2, focus on the job seeker. Get to know them better than they know themselves. Number 3, take action. Step forward, focus on the things that you can do, and take action, small steps. 1% better each day. Just make small steps forward. And number 4, iterate. Continue to adjust what you're doing and act again. Look at the results, make a change, act again. Those are the 4 steps to dramatically improving your hiring process. It's proven to work time and time again, and they come from the fundamentals of a philosophy called Stoicism. Now, I promised you, if you stuck around, that I would give you a tool that will help you see dramatic impact immediately. And that's our how to write a killer job ad. I can't express enough how important your job ad is, and it is the most overlooked part of the entire hiring process. Everybody messes around with the interview process, with everything else, but they forget about the job ad. And the job ad is what's seen by hundreds or thousands of people every single day, and they turn around and leave 90% of them. So look down in the comments, look on the blog that you're reading, or look in the email and find the link to how to write a killer job ad. I guarantee it will improve the results you're getting from your job ads, and it's free. Click and download it. So grateful that you came and watched this video today, and I hope that it finds you well and you're able to make improvements based on it.